There are exciting days on the job, and there are very exciting days. I've been a big fan of Joe Mayo's for a long time. Joe, I've never had a short game lesson from you, so this is a pretty thrilling morning for me, getting a chance to kind of hear what I've heard so much on social media. And you know, when I think about short game, it's my favorite thing to practice. I think it's the thing I might understand the least, if that makes sense. I love hitting short game shots. I don't think I totally understand why some shots do what they do, and I know that's basically your thesis of life.
Well, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. And before we get started, if you were going to tell me, if you had this basic shot right here, what would you struggle with?
I would probably struggle with maybe too much spin, maybe even digging it at times, coming up short. You know, you've got obviously an uphill slope to get to. You want to carry a lot of green. I would say my miss would probably be leaving this thing 10, 12, 15 feet short.
And you told me off camera that you would never use a 60 here.
Not use a 60. Obviously, we got S259, which I'm excited to hit about. I've only hit a few shots with the new wedges.
Yes.
So excited to see. I mean, I have a chipping green in my backyard.
Yep.
And I chip a lot with a 58 back there, just because I can hit high shots, hit low shots, things like that. I would probably use sand wedge 56 from here.
Okay.
But if I was going to use 60, it would be something back-footed. It would be something kind of low, trying to get that check, and then maybe see a little bit of a run out.
Well, let me take a look at what you got going on here.
Sounds good. This is like intimidating.
I feel the same way.
Golly.
I see a potential issue right off the bat. Hit one more for me.
Okay.
Hit one more for me. Potential issue right out of the chute.
Man. See, and again, kind of came up short. Didn't quite do
well. That little slope there, a little
Didn't
uphill
help the
slope.
stitch?
Yeah, it's going to get you a little bit.
a little bit more.
Well, first of all, I can tell you're a fantastic athlete and you have obviously good hand-eye coordination, but when I start every initial chipping lesson, and it doesn't matter if you're a PGA Tour player or you can't break 100 cheating, I always ask the same question: why do people chip it badly? And the answer is not very scientific, it's not fancy, it's very simple. People chip badly because they hit the ground too soon.
Okay.
So my job is to identify the pieces that make you hit the ground too soon. When we take those away, what we're left with is a pretty good chipping motion. So if you'll go ahead and set up to another one for me, go ahead.
Yep.
I can
same
tell,
idea of a shot.
Absolutely, because that is the right shot to play here.
Right.
So right off the bat, I see you have a lot of left tilt.
Okay.
And for the right-handed
This
golfer,
way.
of course, yes,
Gotcha.
I would be saying right tilt.
Okay.
So
So you would want me more this way.
I would, because ask yourself a question. If our spine for you is tilted this way, does that help us hit the ground behind the ball? It actually does.
Yeah.
It doesn't do us any favors to move the low point forward, does it?
Right.
All right, so hop in here for me. You've got the ball back. You've got the shaft leaning forward. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you and I'm just going to move you right there.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
You feel that?
Yep.
You should feel like your nose is ahead of the ball.
It is.
Hit the shot for me, please. Magnificent contact. Do that again, please,
Yep.
sir.
So you're and again, I mean, on these types of shots, are you wanting to see any, like there's turf interaction, but you're not trying to see any divot or anything like that with the shot?
Here's what I would say. Divots are a function of a few things, but just to keep it simple, the first thing a divot's a function of is the turf we're playing on. Some turfs are going to just create divots.
Right.
Secondly, a divot is not an indicator of how steep we are. It's an indicator of how close to the ground we are.
Okay.
And those are not the same things. But we have great chippers that take divots a lot, and great chippers don't take divots. So that's not something that I would be concerned with right now. But the bottom line is you hitting the ball first and you hitting the ground second.
Okay.
Let's go right there. You feel that?
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay, so you did catch the ground slightly behind the ball. What was the result?
I mean, it probably carried maybe a little bit further and took a little spin off of it.
And that's why, because when you caught the ground soon, you lost a little bit of friction.
Okay.
So you didn't get quite the spin rate that you normally would have gotten, which actually helped the ball release to the hole. Let's do one more.
Okay. You're a guy, in terms of the way you talk about short game, you have a lot of, you're very scientific and smart about the short game. Is it hard at times for you to break it down to simplify it for the golfer, or
No.
you felt comfortable doing it that way?
I do. I think the better that you understand it, you know, the better you can explain it. The more knowledge you have, the better you can tend to explain it to people.
Is this far enough up?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
I think that's fantastic.
Okay.
Keep the lean on the shaft.
Okay.
Take the cover right off of it. And again, we caught the ground slightly behind it. Launch angle went up just a touch. Spin came off just a touch because the ground contact, it disrupted our friction,
Okay.
didn't it?
You want it more clippy. Try to get it a little more clippy.
In
with
a
it.
perfect world, yes, because let's ask ourselves a question. The turf that we're hitting off of, because you've done it 2 times in a row, you got away with it.
Right.
What if we were in Florida, into the grain, sandy
Just got
Bermuda
nervous
grass?
when you said that.
That ball's going right there, isn't it?
That's exactly right.
So ask ourselves, how could you be hitting the ground too soon? What do you think it could be?
I mean, bottom out, or even maybe even coming up a little bit with it.
Well, no, actually, if we think about most of the great chippers in history, they actually do move upward.
Okay.
The bad chippers move downward.
Okay.
So get in here again for me one more time. We've got the ball back. We've got the shaft forward. And let me get behind you. Let's see what we got going on here. I like what I see here. Fantastic. Okay. So now, as you stay forward, as you keep the handle forward, I want you to feel yourself and the club moving slightly upward while you stay forward.
Okay.
That's what I want right there.
Okay.
So if we talk about full swing, we see these great players, these big back swings, and they lower themselves in transition. They lower themselves down, then they push up and away. Chipping, it's the exact opposite. What we want to do is in transition, we don't want to lower in transition. We actually want to start standing up.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to ask you a question. As a golf historian, if we go back to, say, the days of Jack Nicklaus, we've rarely seen an elite chipper and an elite driver in the same golfer.
It's fair.
Rarely, if you think about it. And
even Tiger was not a great simplified chipper.
At times, Tiger didn't drive it well, and Tiger had some chipping yips.
Right.
He did. No offense to Tiger Woods, of course.
He was okay at the game.
He's only won 5,000 golf tournaments. But if you think about it, we've rarely had elite drivers and elite chippers. And the reason why, it's not talent. It's not hand-eye coordination. It's because the inherent technique to be world-class here is almost dead opposite of what it takes to be world-class with driver.
Interesting.
World-class drivers, big turns, they drop, then they go up.
Right.
Great chippers don't turn very much in the backswing, and they start standing up quickly.
You were talking at dinner the other night about Tyrrell Hatton, and you said Tyrrell Hatton is such an incredible pressure pitcher of the golf ball and chipper of the golf ball. What makes him so good at what he does?
Well, obviously, there's a God-given talent to put the blade on the ball, but I've had the pleasure of playing multiple practice rounds with Tyrrell, being in his group. He is the best big game, in the moment chipper. And when I say that, I'm talking hit it up on the hill, run it down to the hole, fly it over an object. He is so good at it. But this shot that you're hitting right here, this ball back shaft forward spinner, absolutely elite. And at the end of the day, no golf instructor can teach you how to put the blade on the ball.
Gotcha.
Like, I can make you better, but Tyrrell's Tyrrell.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So let's do one more thing.
Okay.
Let's say we wanted to hit it higher.
Okay.
Higher? Higher. What would we do with the ball, in your opinion?
So, I mean, I would want to move it up in my stance.
I love that.
Okay.
Let's see that.
Okay.
So let's go middle ball.
Okay.
Or middle stance, rather.
So same flag. In theory, there's a bunker. Let's say there's a bunker, whatever.
Of course.
We got to carry the bunker.
So
would I open the face more or no?
It all depends.
Okay.
If opening the face is a preference, and you will learn if you want to do that or not, again, based upon the conditions and based upon how high you want to launch the ball.
Okay.
Let's hit one with a square blade and see what we get.
Sounds good.
So the ball is middle.
Yep.
Blade is square. Now, once again, we don't want to start. Now, we don't want to be as far forward because, again, we don't want to move the low point as far forward. Nice and centered.
Okay.
There you are.
Pretty neutral shaft.
You have the shaft leaning a little bit, just a little.
Okay.
Now, hit me the shot. That is fantastic. Pretty clean contact, would you agree?
For sure.
Did you see how the launch angle came up? And that's exactly what we should see, because what did you do? You added dynamic loft, which is the loft we give the ball. When you moved the ball forward and you took some shaft lean away, that points the face more upward, launches the ball higher. One more time.
And Joe, something I've been, and I mean, again, I follow a lot of what you talk about. I've had instructors talk to me about a lot of your philosophies, but I think something as somebody that watches a ton of professional golf and calls a lot of professional golf is how good the pros are these days at the nippy shot.
Absolutely.
It just feels like when they have that shot, the old days, I mean, you think about the Phil and Tiger days of the full swing flop shot, right? That's kind of gone away. But the ability when you're tucked and you're tucked, for these guys to pull off that golf shot, it almost seems easier for them at times than a simple pitch shot, you know, that you have to hit a bump and run or something.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? But, you know, we have some amazing players out there. And again, you know, we as instructors, we can help you, we can make you better. but to be able to put groove 3 and
Talent-
4 on the
talent is
ball,
talent.
I mean, it is what it is, right?
That's right. That's right. You can't tell me why Tom Brady could throw it through a keyhole, right?
I can't help you do that.
So square, square. I'm a little forward, but
Where's the pressure in your feet at address left
it'd be
and right?
more. It'd probably be 80-20.
Let's don't go 80-20.
Okay.
Let's go 60-40.
Okay.
So we're 60-40.
So it's a little on the front foot, but not so dramatic.
That is correct.
Okay.
Our spine is just nice and centered.
Okay.
And we have a little bit of shaft lean to keep the leading edge down.
Perfect.
Show me. Magnificent. And one thing that I would say, and I'm noticing, is in your delivery, if I'm hitting a shot this way, you do have a lot of backward bend like this. You have that, but you're a very good athlete, so you've learned to deal with it. And when I asked you the question 5 minutes ago about why do you think you were hitting the ground, in my opinion, that's a contributing factor.
It's probably, so you're saying through impact, I'm kind of getting here versus kind of getting here?
Yeah, you have a lot of backward bend,
Okay.
which if you think about it, that doesn't help us move the low point forward.
Right.
It helps us move the low point back. But I'm not saying that you can't chip well doing it, because clearly you can.
Yeah, interesting.
So one more shot for me.
Okay.
Ball middle-ish.
Okay.
Shaft leaning just a little bit to keep the leading edge down. Spine nice and centered. 60-40 front foot. Pull the trigger. Well done. Well done. Now, at your home course, where do you play your home golf?
In the Northeast, I play at a course out of like Fairfield County in Connecticut.
What type of conditions do you see around the green?
A lot tighter. I mean, it'd be a lot tighter than this. I mean, obviously, this is overseas down in Arizona.
Yep.
So for me, it's not quite Florida, but I mean, you definitely do have to pinch it a little more. I mean, something like a tee grind for me, I think makes a lot of sense, because you have to deliver the club pretty perfect on the back of the ball.
And get the leading edge down there. So in these overseas conditions that you just mentioned, the grass is a little bit longer, right? And that hurts us when it comes to hitting that low spinner, doesn't it? Because as the grass blades get longer, they want to get between the club and the ball. Now, you playing in those nice tight conditions, it's easier for you to hit the low spinner, isn't it?
For sure.
And when you were talking about the tour players hitting those great shots just moments ago, that's the conditions they're playing in.
Tight.
Shaved down, they call it a closely mown area, I think. Closely mown area. We get into these shaggy, overseeded conditions, we tend to launch the ball a little bit higher, and we tend to loose spin because of that longer grass.
If you had a tour player out here on this stuff, would it take them a couple of shots to get comfortable pinching this, considering most of the time they're playing on something a lot tighter, a lot more compact?
That is a great question, and I for 8.5 years, I taught one of the greatest chippers and pitchers that I've ever seen, Brian Gay. I taught him full swing. I didn't teach him chipping and pitching because he didn't need it. Brian couldn't stand this. Oh my Lord, he would tell him to come out and get the mower out here. Couldn't stand it. So I would say most PGA Tour players would not like to practice their chipping off of this, because of the variables that we just talked about. That grass is going to get in there. It's going to throw them off a little bit.
Let me ask you one last question, so we're talking about pitching. You know, the shot I feel like you've been kind of famous for is the quick nipper, right? I mean, it's the chest up and it's delivering that.
Standing up.
So if you were saying, you know, let's just say we're short-sighted here, we're going to a front pin.
Yes.
Can we hit that shot?
Well, you can.
It just off these conditions is tough?
Well, again, these conditions do not lend well for that shot. Okay. Now, the sun's out. This morning when we got here, it was dewy, it was wet. All bets are off when that happens, but we're now getting dry or drier. That grass looks like it's down just a little bit. I think you can get the ball pretty cleanly here.
Okay.
So let's give it a shot.
So is it more face open? Is it still square face? What do you say in terms of this shot?
This is the answer that's the correct answer, but it's the answer you don't want to hear. Depending upon how high you want to launch the ball and how you release the club will determine what your face angle is. But remember, if you're going to hit the low spinner, the low's the key part.
Right.
Let's take loft away.
Okay.
Feet closer together for me.
Okay.
About 60-40 front foot.
Okay.
The spine forward. That is it.
Okay.
Lean the shaft forward. Now show me how to get the ball first. And you did exactly what you should have done. Now, you notice it spun a lot, but not max spin.
Right.
Those grass blades.
Gotcha.
That longer grass is what's going to do
it. If it was
too.
tighter, it would have hit and ripped a little bit quicker.
100%. No doubt about it. So identifying the conditions that you play in or the conditions that you're playing in at the moment will help you determine the shot selection that you should have around the greens.
Joe, when you think about pitching the golf ball, and I know you think about it a lot, I mean, are you always trying to think up new philosophies, or are you trying to see players pull off what you think makes the most sense?
Yeah, I want you to, I mean, there's no reason to overcomplicate it. I mean, golf's hard enough as it is, right?
Yes. Trust me.
Golf is hard enough as it is, so there's no reason to make it even more difficult, especially for the average golfer. But I think the average golfer should have one shot that they would trust their life on, one shot that they can depend upon. And if that's not the low spinner, if it's just a medium pitch, then so be it. Because again, the average golfer, he's not playing in the conditions that the PGA Tour player is playing in, generally speaking. So his best shot might not be what the tour player is going to hit. Never mind the fact that there's a skill difference, right? But at the end of the day, yeah, we don't want to overcomplicate it. Golf is hard enough as it is.
Hard enough as it is. Joe Mayo, my pitching lesson, that's complete.
Love it.